Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most brutally honest, eye-opening, and life-changing books ever written. A book that doesn't try to sugarcoat life, but instead dares to look at it with complete clarity. A book that doesn't tell you to smile more or just be positive, but instead, it tells you the truth that you've been running away from your entire life. You don't have to care about everything. You don't need to be perfect. You don't have to chase happiness, success, or popularity. You only need to choose what truly matters and let go of the rest. This video is based on the groundbreaking bestseller, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson. Or, as we'll call it today for a clean and powerful message, The Subtle Art of Not Caring. Mark Manson's raw, honest writing has changed the lives of millions around the world. He dares to say what most motivational books are too afraid to admit: that life is pain, that happiness is temporary, that you will fail. And that's exactly why you need to stop chasing everything and start choosing wisely. So if you're tired of hearing the same shallow advice, just think positive. Just work harder. Just be happy. Then this book is your wake-up call, because this book is not here to comfort you. It's here to wake you up, shake you from the inside, and force you to look at your life with honest eyes. It's for the person who feels lost, for the one who's trying to make everyone happy, for the one drowning in anxiety, pressure, confusion, and for the one who's silently screaming, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't keep living like this." This video is not about fake positivity. This is about reality, about reclaiming your power by letting go. Letting go of caring what others think, letting go of chasing meaningless goals, letting go of the belief that you must be happy all the time, and finally, choosing to live your life on your own terms. So, stay with me, because what you're about to hear isn't just a book summary, it's a mirror. And if you're brave enough to look into it, you might never live the same way again. Chapter 1. Don't try. This chapter opens with one message. The key to a good life is not caring about more, it's caring about less, but caring deeply about the things that truly matter. Mark Manson tells the story of Charles Bukowski, a failed writer, alcoholic, and gambler who finally got published at age 50. And do you know what the first words on his tombstone say? Don't try. Not keep pushing. Not work harder. Just don't try. That sounds wrong, right? But let's go deeper. The real message. Bukowski didn't mean give up. He meant stop pretending, stop forcing, stop trying to be someone you're not. You're exhausted not because you're lazy, but because you're trying to be perfect in everything. You want to look perfect, speak perfectly, be liked by everyone, be productive all day, smile all the time, be rich, happy, admired, envied, smart. But do you even care about any of that? Or are you just trying because the world told you, you must? We live in a world that says, try harder, grind harder, be better, be more. But here's the honest truth this chapter gives you. The more you chase being better, the more you tell yourself you're not enough. Trying too hard to be perfect, positive, rich, famous, admired is actually a sign that you don't love yourself. It's a form of insecurity dressed as ambition. Let's say there's a girl named Emily. She's 24. On Instagram, she posts happy photos every day, smiling with friends, posting quotes about living your best life. But when the phone turns off, she's alone, empty, confused, because everything she posts, it's for others, not for herself. She's not trying to be happy. She's just trying to look like it. She's trying so hard that she's forgotten who she really is. Now compare her to someone like Daniel. Daniel doesn't post often. He works on what matters to him. He says no to drama, no to pressure, no to fake perfection. He's not trying to impress. He's just living what he cares about. That's the power of not trying. The deepest lesson. Stop trying to be impressive. Start being real. Don't chase 100 goals. Choose 3 that truly matter. Don't try to please 100 people. Care about 5 who truly know your heart. And most of all, stop trying to avoid pain. Stop running from your flaws. Accept them. Live with them. Grow through them. Because when you stop trying to be someone else, that's when you finally become who you truly are. Don't try to, instead, impress everyone, be honest with a few people. Look perfect online. Be real with yourself. Always be productive. Focus on what matters. Avoid pain and flaws. Accept them and grow from them. Copy others. Discover your own values. We care too much about things that don't matter, and not enough about the things that do. So here's your wake-up call. Let go. Breathe. You don't need to be amazing. You just need to be you. And care about the right things. That's the beginning of real freedom. That's the first step to power. And that's how this journey begins. Chapter 2. Happiness is a problem. Most people think happiness is the goal of life. They say, I just want to be happy. So they chase it. They chase more money, a better body, a bigger house, more likes, more attention, more success, thinking that someday happiness will arrive like a reward. But here's the brutal truth of this chapter. Happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct of solving meaningful problems. Let that sink in. You don't become happy by running from problems. You become happy by solving the right ones. Mark Manson explains that life will never be problem-free. There's no version of your future where everything is easy, calm, and painless. If you're poor, you have money problems. If you're rich, you have bigger financial responsibilities and trust issues. If you're single, you feel lonely. If you're in a relationship, you deal with fights, jealousy, and compromise. If you're unknown, you feel invisible. If you're famous, you're judged 24/7. Every version of life comes with a different kind of pain. The only choice you have is, which pain are you willing to live with? Let's say there's a guy named Adam. He works a regular job, earns okay money, but he dreams of being rich. He says, once I'm rich, I'll be happy. So Adam quits and starts a business. Now he's stressed 24/7. He doesn't sleep. He's scared of failing. He argues with his family. He feels alone. Now Adam is not free. He's in pain. But here's the twist. That pain is not a mistake. It's the price of meaning. If Adam is solving a problem he cares about, if he's building something that matters to him, then that pain becomes fuel. It becomes worth it. But if he's just chasing money and he doesn't care about the work, that pain becomes suffering, and he quits. The secret is not to avoid problems. The secret is to choose the problems that make your life feel meaningful. Working out is painful, but if you care about health, that pain feels good. Writing a book is hard, but if you care about your story, that pain feels beautiful. Raising a child is stressful, but if you care about love, that stress becomes worth it. Happiness means no problems. Life always has problems. If I get rich, I'll be happy. More money, different problems. Success ends my pain. Success brings new pain. Happiness comes from outside. Happiness comes from solving what matters. The question to ask yourself: what pain am I willing to suffer for? What problems feel worth solving every single day? That's your path. That's your happiness, not in escape, not in perfection, but in meaningful struggle. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your problems. So don't chase a pain-free life. Chase a purposeful life. Choose better problems, and happiness will follow you silently. Not as a goal, but as a result. Chapter 3. You are not special. This chapter is like a slap in the face, but it's the kind of slap you need to wake up from the lie you've been sold your whole life. We've all been told, you're special. You're amazing. You can be anything. But Mark Manson says, that belief is hurting you, not helping you. Why? Because if you think you're special, you believe your problems are unique. You believe no one understands your pain. You think you deserve more than others, without doing the work. Brutal truth. Feeling special is often a mask for insecurity. Believing you're better than others is just another way of running from your flaws. The more you think, I'm different, the harder it becomes to accept normal human pain. You feel entitled. You feel angry when life doesn't treat you like a hero. You compare constantly. You wonder why others succeed and you don't. And deep down, you blame the world, not yourself. Let's meet Sarah. She grew up being told, you're special. She was praised for every little thing. So now she expects life to treat her like royalty. But the moment she enters the real world, she sees rejection. She sees competition. She sees failure. Instead of adapting, she feels insulted. She says, I deserve better than this. She believes her pain is unfair. But here's the truth. No one is immune to pain. No one is too special for struggle. Believing you're special actually makes it harder to grow, because you refuse to face your weaknesses. Humility equals power. The moment you accept that you are not special, that's the moment you finally become free. You realize you're not above hard work. You're not entitled to success. You're just like everyone else. A human being trying to figure life out. And that's beautiful. I'm too special to fail. Failure is normal for everyone. No one understands me. Your pain is part of being human. I deserve success easily. You must earn it just like everyone. I'm different from others. You are human just like the rest. When you let go of being special, you stop chasing attention. You stop needing applause. You start focusing on what actually matters, your values, your growth, your choices. You become grounded. You become responsible. And you become real. Once you accept that you are not special, you can start building a life that actually is. Let go of ego. Let go of entitlement. Embrace your flaws. Be normal. Be honest. Be human. That's where your true strength begins. Chapter 4. The Value of Suffering. Who you are is defined by what you're willing to struggle for. This chapter takes a hard, unfiltered look at pain, not as a punishment, but as a compass. Every human being wants to be happy, confident, respected, and successful. But very few ever ask themselves the most important question of all. What kind of pain am I willing to endure for the life I want? Most people chase comfort. They want an easy life. But here's the truth, and this chapter's most important lesson. Comfort destroys growth. But suffering, when chosen wisely, becomes your greatest teacher. We've been taught to avoid pain at all costs. Don't feel sad. Don't feel angry. Don't feel anxious. Just be happy, stay calm, and think positive. But that thinking is toxic. It teaches you that something is wrong with you whenever you suffer. It tells you that sadness is weakness and pain is failure. But Mark Manson flips this upside down. He says, pain is not the problem. Avoiding pain is the problem. Let's meet a man named Hiroshi. He works at a quiet job in Tokyo. He has no passion for it, no joy, but it's stable. Every morning he wakes up, puts on his suit, and disappears into a life that's slowly killing him inside. He doesn't complain. He doesn't cry. He doesn't even scream. He just suffers silently, a dull, gray suffering, because he's scared of the other kind. He's scared of the risk, of chasing a dream, of writing, of failing, of falling, of looking stupid. So instead, he suffers safely. But here's the tragedy. His life is still full of pain, just not meaningful pain. This is the exact kind of suffering Mark warns us about. You don't get to choose a pain-free life, but you do get to choose your type of suffering. You can suffer in a meaningless job, or suffer while building your dream. You can suffer in a toxic relationship, or suffer through the pain of leaving and growing alone. You can suffer from fake confidence, or suffer while building real courage. The key is not avoiding pain. It's choosing the pain that leads to something worth living for. Pain means I'm broken. Pain means I'm growing. Happiness equals no suffering. Happiness comes from meaningful suffering. If I avoid pain, I'll be okay. If you avoid pain, you avoid growth. Struggle is bad. Struggle is necessary for building your values. What pain in my life is teaching me something meaningful? Don't run from it. Face it. Learn from it. Let it shape you. Because your pain has a purpose. If you're willing to look directly into it, that pain can give birth to a version of you that nothing in the world can break. What we choose to care about, what we're willing to suffer for, defines who we are. So don't ask, how can I avoid pain? Ask, what am I willing to suffer for that will make me proud at the end of my life? Now let's keep going, because what comes next will shake your beliefs even more. Chapter 5. You are always choosing. Everything you do, everything you feel, everything you are, is a choice. This chapter teaches a radical truth. Even when you feel powerless, you are still choosing. Even when life feels out of control, your reaction is still yours. Most people don't want to hear this. They want to believe that their suffering is someone else's fault, that their failure is because of the world, that their sadness is caused by others. But Mark Manson challenges you to take complete ownership, not just for your actions, but for your reactions, emotions, and identity. During World War II, Viktor Frankl was sent to a concentration camp. He lost his family. He was tortured, starved, and treated like he was nothing. But he realized something that changed everything. His freedom to choose his response could never be taken away. He said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Even in hell, Viktor Frankl chose dignity. He chose to live with meaning. He chose to see suffering as a path to purpose. No matter what happens to you, you still get to choose your response. You still get to choose how you speak, what you focus on, and who you become. You are not responsible for everything that happens in your life, but you are always responsible for how you react to it. Let's say there's a woman named Jasmine. She grew up in a broken home. Her father abandoned the family. Her mother struggled with depression. And now, as an adult, she feels angry all the time. She says, "It's not my fault, I didn't choose this pain." And that's true. But here's the shift. She may not have caused her pain, but she still has to choose what to do with it. She can stay bitter, or she can heal. She can blame forever, or she can build herself. That's the moment her life changes. When she stops waiting for someone to fix her and starts taking responsibility for her next move. It's not my fault. It may not be, but it's still your choice. I didn't choose this pain. No, but you choose what to do with it. Life is unfair. True, but you still choose how you show up. They made me feel this way. Only you control your emotions. The 3 choices you always control. 1, what you care about. 2, how you interpret events. 3, what you choose to do next. These choices are your power. And no one, not your past, not your family, not your failures, can take that away from you. The more responsibility you take, the more power you have to change your life. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop saying, "It's not fair." Start choosing. Start building. Start becoming the kind of person who owns their story. Fully. Chapter 6. You're wrong about everything, but so am I. The desire for certainty is the enemy of growth. This chapter begins with one of the most shocking but liberating ideas in the book. You are wrong. I am wrong. We are all wrong. And that's okay. Most people live their lives trying to be right all the time. They argue to be right. They prove others wrong to feel smart. They cling to beliefs, not because those beliefs are true, but because those beliefs make them feel safe. But Mark Manson says, improvement at anything is based on thousands of tiny failures, and the magnitude of your success is based on how many times you failed at something. Let's break this down in the most honest and powerful way. You are wrong about what will make you happy, who you are, what you believe, what matters most, what success even looks like. Why? Because your brain was built for survival, not truth. It wants comfort, not reality. It wants confirmation, not correction. It wants to be right, even when it's clearly wrong. Imagine you're given a map of London, but you're actually in Paris. You try to navigate the streets using that London map. You keep getting lost. You get frustrated. You say, "The world is confusing." But the truth is, you're not confused. You're using the wrong map. This is how most people live. They're trying to solve life using beliefs and assumptions that are completely outdated, wrong, or inherited. They think money will bring peace. They think relationships will fix their emptiness. They think success will heal their low self-worth. But all of these are based on bad mental maps. Mark Manson is not saying you should never believe in anything. He's saying you should constantly question your beliefs, because only by questioning, you grow. Growth comes from admitting, I might be wrong, but I'm willing to learn what's right. I know who I am. I'm still figuring out who I am. I need to be certain before I act. Action creates clarity. I was always taught this. Maybe it's time to update that belief. I'm right. They're wrong. Maybe we both have something to learn. Let's say you believe, I'm not good at public speaking. That belief may come from one bad experience in 10th grade. Maybe someone laughed at you. And now, for years, you've told yourself, I can't speak in front of others. But is that true? No. It was just a moment, not a truth. but you turned it into a belief, and now it shapes your entire life. This chapter teaches us to say, maybe I was wrong about myself. Maybe I'm not scared of speaking. Maybe I'm scared of judgment. Maybe I can change. Maybe I can learn. This mindset is how people become free. Growth is not about finding the right answer. Growth is about constantly replacing wrong answers with slightly less wrong ones. So don't be afraid of being wrong. Be afraid of staying wrong. Let your ego die, so your truth can live. Chapter 7. Failure is the way forward. If you're stuck in life, the solution is simple. Fail more, fail faster, fail forward. This chapter destroys the myth of instant success. Most people think, if I fail, it means I'm not good enough. If I fail, I should quit. If I fail, I'll look stupid. If I fail, people will laugh at me. But Mark says, failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success. A study once compared two groups learning to type. Group A was told, type perfectly, avoid mistakes. Group B was told, type fast. Make mistakes. Just keep going. Guess who improved faster? Group B. Because the more they failed, the more they learned. They got immediate feedback. They didn't get stuck. They got better by doing, not by waiting to be perfect. Most people are stuck because they don't begin. They say things like, I'm not ready. I need more information. What if I fail? So they keep planning. They keep watching. They keep waiting. And life passes them by. But this chapter teaches, the only way to build confidence is to act before you feel ready. Progress comes from motion, not from motivation. Every success you admire, every author, artist, entrepreneur, or athlete is the result of thousands of invisible failures. You see their highlight reel, but you don't see the rejected manuscripts, the lost clients, the sleepless nights, the failed products, the public embarrassment. Yet they kept going. Not because they were fearless, but because they were willing to fail for what mattered. I should avoid failure. You should learn from failure. I'll wait until I feel ready. You'll never feel ready. Start anyway. If I fail, I'm a loser. If you fail, you're learning. Success is about being smart. Success is about being consistent through failure. The 3 golden rules from Chapter 7. 1. Action greater than motivation. Don't wait to feel motivated. Take action. Action creates momentum. 2. Mistakes. Data. Every failure teaches you something. Pay attention and adapt. 3. Progress equals messy. It's not supposed to be clean. If your journey looks messy, you're doing it right. Let's say someone starts a YouTube channel. Their first 20 videos get 10 views each. They feel embarrassed. They think, maybe I'm not good at this. But what they don't realize is, those 20 failures are the tuition fee for their success. Every bad video teaches them better editing, better storytelling, better titles, better confidence. And one day, their 21st video goes viral, and everyone says, wow, they're so lucky. But they're not lucky. They're trained by failure. That's the real path. Don't hope for success. Hope for good problems. Because every success is built on a mountain of failures. And every mountain is climbed one failure at a time. Don't fear failure. Fear regret. Fear waiting too long to start. Fear living a life where you never gave yourself permission to try. Chapter 8. The importance of saying no. The mark of a mature person is the ability to say no to things that don't matter, and yes to things that do. This chapter is not just about boundaries. It's about freedom. We live in a world where everything demands our attention. notifications, expectations, invitations, opinions, social media, work pressure, family drama, people pleasing. And most people never say no because they're afraid. Afraid of missing out, afraid of hurting others, afraid of being disliked, afraid of looking rude. So they say yes to everything and end up miserable, scattered, exhausted, and lost. Mark Manson flips this mindset and gives you the truth. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you're saying no to something that does. Most people think saying no is selfish, cold, rude. But in truth, saying no is the most self-respecting and life-clarifying decision you can make. Because every no you say to toxic friendships, wasted time, unnecessary obligations, bad habits, distractions, meaningless goals, is a yes to peace, focus, growth, self-respect, purpose, progress. Imagine there's a man named Alex. Ray wants to be successful. He's kind, helpful, and always says yes. His boss asks, "Can you do this extra task tonight?" He says yes. His friend says, "Can you help me move this weekend?" He says yes. A cousin invites him to a boring wedding. He says yes. Everyone loves him. But inside, Ray is drowning. He has no time to work on his dream project. No time to read. No time to rest. No time to even breathe. Because his life belongs to everyone except himself. That's the danger of being a yes machine. Let's say you want to learn English fluently. You made a goal. I will study 1 hour every morning. But now imagine this. Your friend sends a random video. You watch it for 45 minutes. A cousin invites you to hang out. You go, even though you're tired. Someone calls and talks for an hour about gossip. You listen quietly. What happened? You said yes to distractions and no to your dream. This is what kills progress. Not evil, but too many small distractions. Drama and gossip. Peace of mind. Too many responsibilities. Time to grow, unnecessary obligations. Freedom to choose random content and scrolling. Focus and fluency. Doing what's easy. Becoming who you dream of being. You are defined not by what you say yes to, but by what you are brave enough to say no to. When you say no, you're not being mean. You're being clear. You're telling the world, I'm not available for things that waste my life anymore. And when you do that, you finally create the space to say, yes to my dreams. Yes to my growth. Yes to becoming the person I truly want to be. Chapter 9. And then you die. Death is the light by which the shadow of all life's meaning is measured. This is the final chapter. And Mark Manson doesn't end the book with a motivational cheer. He ends it with death. Why? Because when you truly understand death, you finally start to understand how to live. What if you die with your dream still inside you? This chapter forces you to confront what most people avoid, that you are not immortal, that one day you'll be gone, that all your worries, fears, doubts, overthinking, and pride will mean nothing when you're gone. But instead of depressing you, this chapter does the opposite. It makes you wake up. It makes you ask, what am I doing with this one short, beautiful life? Walk through a cemetery. Every tombstone has a name, a birth year, a death year, and one small line in the middle, a dash. That dash, it represents everything. Everything they ever did, everything they ever felt. All the love, pain, memories, success, failure, all in that dash. Now ask yourself, what will my dash represent? Will it represent fear, or will it represent courage? Will it be filled with distractions, or will it be filled with purpose? Will it say, they wasted their time? Or will it say, they lived fully and left something behind? Imagine you had a story to write, a novel the world needs. You say, I'll write it someday. But someday never comes. You stay busy, you keep delaying, and then life ends. And that story dies with you. Now replace story with your dream, your love, your truth, your art, your power, your voice, your English fluency, your purpose. If you don't act on it now, you might never act on it at all. I have time. You don't know how much time you have. I'll start later. Later might never come. I'm scared of judgment. You'll be gone one day. Will judgment matter? People will laugh if I try. They'll forget. But you'll live with regret. It's too late to change. As long as you're breathing, it's not too late. You will die, but you don't have to live like you're already dead. Use your time. Speak your truth. Learn what you've been scared to learn. Create what you were born to create. Be who you were too afraid to become. And when the final day comes, let it find you living, not hiding. This is not just a book about not caring. It's about caring about the right things. Living with clarity, honesty, focus, and freedom. So don't care about being popular. Don't care about being perfect. Don't care about looking cool. Don't care about what others expect. Care about becoming your most powerful, peaceful, and purposeful self. Care about what you'll leave behind. Care about what truly matters. Before your time runs out.